Hi, I'm Sean Gannon, and this is Minute Math, and today we're going to learn about solving rational equations. And we're going to solve each equation and remember to check for extraneous solution. So if I was given this equation, 1 over x squared minus 3x plus 1 over x minus 3 equals 3 over x squared minus 3x. Well, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do a few things, okay? So what I'm going to pull out, if I pull out here, okay, I see this x squared minus 3x. And I think if I pull out an x, which I can, I have x times x minus 3. And what I notice now about that is the same denominator that's written right there, or similar, right, the x minus 3. The only thing is there's an x on the outside. So how can I make these denominators the same? Well, I can do that if I multiply this by x over x. That leaves me x over x times the x minus 3 in the denominator. So we can see how this, if I divide the x's, gives me the same thing. But what that does now is give me the same base here. And the same base here, again, I can pull out an x here, x times x minus 3. Now that they're all the same bases, I can add these two together. And so I just have a 1 plus x over x times x minus 3 now. I can combine them. Equals 3 over x times x minus 3. Well, what I'm going to do now is multiply both sides by this denominator to eliminate it. Multiply both sides, so x times x minus 3 here, over 1. X times x minus 3 to both sides, over 1. Eliminates it there, eliminates it there. Leave me with 1 plus x equals 3. Okay, subtract a 1 to both sides. And I'm left with x by itself equals 3 minus 1, which is 2. And there we have it. Rewrite it here, nice and big in the middle. Okay, but now I have to check it. Let's go check our work. So let's go check it here. So to check it, I'm going to rewrite my equation and I'll put 2 in for my x's. So I have 1 over 2 squared minus 3 times 2 plus 1 over 2 minus 3 equals 3 over 2 squared minus 3 times 2. Okay? So let's just simplify this. We have 1 over 2 squared is 4 minus 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 over 2 minus 3, which is a negative 1, right? Equals 3 over 2 squared, which is 4, minus 6 again here. So let's simplify here. We have an 4 minus 6 is a 2, or negative 2, so we have a negative 1 half there, plus a negative 1, equals 3 over a negative 2. Okay? Well, negative 1 half plus a negative 1 is a negative 3 halves. So we have negative 3 halves here equals a negative 3 halves. And there we go. Our left and right hand side are equal, which is great and fantastic. And that confirms that 2 is a real answer, not our extraneous solution. So let's recap. We're given our equation here, 1 over x squared minus 3x plus 1 over x minus 3 equals 3 over x squared minus 3x. What I had to do there is I realized I could factor out an x from the denominator there, and then by doing that, that allowed me to have a common base if I multiply this, this part here, the 1 over x minus 3, by x over x. Since I have the same base now, I can combine the terms, give me 1 plus x on the numerator, and our base, or denominator, x times x minus 3. I then multiply x times x minus 3 to both sides, canceling it out basically on both sides, leaving me 1 plus x on the left equals a 3 on the right. Subtracted 1 and got it to both sides and got x equals 2. To check, I plug that back into my original equation, simplify the left and right hand side, and I get the left and right hand side equal, confirming that my final answer is not extraneous and it's x equals